Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate. I'm sick of hearing about fucking Andrew Tate. And what do I think about Andrew Tate? Harley, what do you think about Andrew Tate?
I don't know who Andrew Tate is.
You see, Harley's quite possibly the only person in the world who doesn't know who Andrew Tate is. However, I don't give a fuck what he's up to or what anybody thinks, because I'm far too busy thinking about my things and what's working for me and what isn't working for me. But in these situations, what I do always like to think about is what lessons can we learn, both positive and negative. And for me, there's two key things that we can all take from Andrew Tate's, rise and fall. If we say fall, I mean, listen, I'm sure everybody wants to argue about whether or not this is planned, and he's got some big master plan to come off social media platforms, and he's going to somehow rise and benefit from it even more. I don't know whether he has or he hasn't. I don't care. But what two things can we learn from this? Number one, listen, love him or hate him, everybody's got a comment about him. And the reason everybody's got a comment about him is because he stands for something. Now, we may not like what he stands for, but it proves that nobody likes vanilla, right? And if you want to build an audience, if you want to be known, if you want to be successful in any field, then you have to stand for something. Now, I'm not saying you've got to be misogynistic or a raving lunatic, but you have to stand out from the crowd, because nobody wants vanilla. We all want rum and raisin or passion fruit or whatever it may be. We've all our own flavours, but we all want something. If you try and please everybody, then you please nobody. That's number one. But secondly, I think this is the most important lesson here. It's very dangerous to rely on only one source of something. I mean, literally one source of anything, whether that's one source of traffic, one source of income, one source of revenue, one source of profit, one source of traffic origination. And obviously, in this Tate situation, we're talking about his reliance, if you like, on the social media platforms of Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, TikTok now, which he's being kicked off them all. So first of all, for any of you guys who generate all of your or most of your income or revenue or traffic or audience from one source, let this be a big lesson to you. Because when that one source is switched off, you are fucked. And in the case of your Instagrams, your Facebooks, your TikToks, when it gets switched off, it's not even a source that you control. So all these influencers out here who think they're smashing it because you've got a couple of million followers on TikTok and they get to post a few tooth whitening kits. When Instagram fall out with you and turn you off, you have got no business. So the key here is you have got to be developing multiple sources of anything, taking that reliance away from any one thing, because that is your safety net. Now, if you've developed a big following on Instagram, then now is the time to use that Instagram following to parlay it into YouTube or into TikTok or into Twitter or into whatever. But ideally, the end goal on all of this has got to be to move your audience onto platforms that you control, something that nobody else can switch off. Because again, look, whether or not it was right or wrong to switch Tate off, somebody outside of his control has switched him off. If these people were all on his own personal website, if they were all on his own mailing list, if he's got all their email addresses, etc., then it's not such a worrying situation for him, because nobody can control that and nobody can turn it off apart from him. But now, I mean, like I say, we're not here to debate whether or not he's got a plan or whether or not he's got a backup and maybe he has contact data for his customers. I don't know, because I'm not here to talk about him. I'm trying to use him to prove a point here, to teach a lesson. You have got to have sources that you control. Now, again, we've just talked about this in the context of revenue or social media followers or whatever, but it's the same in so many different areas of your business. Are you reliant on one salesperson? Are you, what are your bottlenecks? What are the one person or the one thing that if you lost that thing or if that thing materially changed, it would fuck your business? So that's what you need to go away and think about now. And how can you have backup plans, redundancy situations, the ability to rely on other things and not be controlled by just one person or one thing or one something. Just think about it.